there, my name is Angela Johnson. I am an advanced practitioner of the BodyTalk system. It's a holistic healthcare program that started in Australia. It's now practiced in about 52 countries. And I'm also pre-certified in the UHP program, or Universal Health Principles, which was founded in New York City. And there's actually already a small handful of countries practicing UHP as well. And I'm here to talk a little bit about health and disease or illness or symptoms, and a exciting perspective on what maybe you can do about it. First, let's go on a little process. Go ahead and just close your eyes with me and take a full breath in and out. So you and I are kind of like cells on planet Earth, right? And in thinking of the entire universe, maybe we're like atoms compared to the whole universe, right? That might make you feel maybe small or maybe insignificant. But close your eyes again and take another deep breath in and out. To your cells, you are kind of like planet Earth, right? And to all of the atoms that make up all of your 100 trillion cells, you are like the universe. So what is this universe that is you? And how is it that those atoms of those cells can arrange themselves in such a way that you one day feel awesome, vibrant, completely symptom-free, and another day maybe you've got maybe a stiff neck or shoulders or back pain, or you've gone down with a cold from being exposed to a virus, and your immune system wasn't able to keep that at bay. Isn't that interesting? So I've had a whole healthcare practice here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for just about 4 years now. And I literally see miracles every single day. The BodyTalk and UHP programs, modalities are they're systems of treatment protocols that do not require pills or expensive products, needles, forceful manipulations of the body, and certainly not knives like surgeries. Yet we see miracles like every single day. And the trick to this is that we are aligning with the fundamental design of the body-mind that it uses to heal itself. So that universe that is you is a freaking magnificent system of communication, basically. When you have perfect, very seamless flow of communication through all of the circuits in the body, there's health. And if you want to have a degree or measure a degree of illness, basically it's the degree to which there have been breakdowns in communication. And breakdowns in communication in the body are basically the body's response to unprocessed stress that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. Now, ideally, when we run late to work, or didn't get the promotion that we wanted, or the kids get sick, and whatever these stresses are on a day-to-day basis, ideally we sleep them off. We have a stressful day and we wind down at night, we go to sleep, and we wake up refreshed. And when you've gone to sleep and hopefully had a good night's sleep, and you wake up and you still have the back pain, or you still have that tense shoulders and neck, obviously during that process of sleep, those communication circuits did not repair. And so now you're basically operating on kind of less than ideal efficiency inside of the system. Now, what BodyTalk and UHP are able to do is actually locate the specific communication breakdowns in the specific sequence that your body wants. And how do we do that? And I'm going to give you a little analogy. Imagine, like, and I know you've seen this in movies, the head security guy of like a 300-story building. There's tons of rooms, right? And he's the guy that sits in that room with all of these monitors all up and down the entire wall. Like it's like a big round wall. And he's in charge of like making sure everything's good, right? And of course, in those movies, this person who's assigned this task is typically reading a newspaper, right? While mayhem is happening on this screen and on that screen, and he just doesn't notice. You're a universe to all of these atoms and all of these cells, and it's a big task. And so imagine if, for example, we could figure out a way of using our subtle biofeedback muscle checking that many chiropractors use, a form of subtle biofeedback muscle checking or applied kinesiology. But imagine if you could use some sort of a feedback loop way of asking that bigger wisdom behind the tired brain that's supposed to be trying to keep tabs of all this and get the bigger picture. And from that bigger picture, see that, for example, oh, I see this overflowing toilet on floor 18. And I see the janitor over there. And I also see that his keys that he misplaced to that particular room are over there in that room. And let's say we could get neon blinking borders around each of those screens and in that specific sequence, so that tired brain says, oh, got it. Gets out the loudspeaker and says, hey there, Jim, the janitor, we see that there's an overflowing toilet in this particular floor, in this particular room, and that your keys to that, all of the rooms on that floor, are over here. Thank you. Imagine how quickly, right, that would be, right? You could get everybody that's involved in that particular interaction on board and taking care of it. So let's say it's a little bit more complex though, right? Let's say it's the beginning of summer and there's a plumbing issue and there's also the furnace goes out and hot water heater, right? Like all these things are like going out all at once, right? So like analogy for the human system, this was like a really bad day. Somebody, they got fired from their job, their spouse left them, and their kid got sick, like all in the same week, right? Just stresses that were not, it could not be processed at the time. So here, clearly there needs to be some prioritization, and that's actually like, in my opinion, after practicing for 4 years here, that is like the key to the success of these systems and why they're spreading so rapidly across the planet. Because by asking the body, and we do use a subtle biofeedback muscle checking, and we do use a systematic protocol by which we are literally asking, hey, which screens need blinking borders and in which order, which sequence, and when do you stop? Like, when do you actually say, okay, this is enough to work on right now? So by prioritizing, so we literally are asking for priority. So we would probably determine, asking priority, we're probably not going to touch the furnace in the beginning of the summer, right? We're probably going to need to fix the plumbing, and we're going to need to highlight the areas that want a blinking border around them in a specific sequence that's going to make sense to the body and that the body has the resources and capability to handle right now. And basically what we're doing is we are setting up communication circuits in the body that bring the body into that next highest possible level of coherency or internal harmony and communication, which represents the next possible highest level of overall health, expression of health. And it is very amazing. If you have not had a session before, like, I totally encourage you to do that. So the methodology that UHP and BodyTalk use to connect these circuits is actually quite simple. We use the protocol, like I mentioned, to ask which circuits want to be highlighted in what sequence. And once we gather that information, we tap it out. And this is how we are able to avoid, pills, expensive products, force, and knives, right? It's all light touch and gentle tapping. We literally set up a standing wave over the electromagnetic field that's generated at the brain. This field goes out about 1.5 to 2 feet on average, measurable by current technology. So we tap over that, basically gets the brain's attention, gets the brain to look at those screens. And then we tap over the electromagnetic field that's generated by the heart complex. And this goes out, it's about a football field away measurable right now. It's probably much greater than that. And we can also tap on any other area that, is asking to be tapped on using the protocol. In BodyTalk, for example, we now also tap over, you can see it, around the navel area. And we have an enteric nervous system. It's a very sophisticated set of neurons in the small intestine interacting there. So we tap over head, heart, and belly, or at least head and heart, and that's how we do it. And yeah, it's really difficult to believe if you haven't experienced it yourself. So I totally encourage you to get a session. And in fact, anybody can learn how to do this. My background is actually not in healthcare before training in BodyTalk and UHP. My background is actually in mathematics and psychology. And those are my double major in math and psychology. So yeah, anybody can learn to do this. And the universe really needs more of us practicing this, in fact. So take a look at it. Check it out if you feel curious. Also, I actually do demo sessions, free demo sessions twice a month at my office. So if you do live in the Sioux Falls area, go ahead and check out my website. It's www.awakenbodytalk.com. Just click on my upcoming events tab, and if you'd like to RSVP to attend that, go ahead and RSVP for that, and I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and maybe I'll make another video. Maybe I'll video one of the demo sessions so you can all see how this works if you don't live in this area. All right, peace. I love you. Be who you came here to be.